Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we're going to be checking out 5 licks from pattern 5 of the Minor Pentatonic Scale / blues scale, or adding in the blue note to those. We're going to go through each lick, of course, in quite a lot of detail, but first of all, let me just play each one for you so you know what they sound like. The first one is kind of very scale based. It's this. Yeah, very common kind of blues rocky sort of a sound, that one. Lick number 2 is using a little kind of repeated pattern based out of the blues scale. So lick number 3, we're using a little 2-note thing here, which works kind of nice out of this pattern 5, which is this. Lick number 4, we got a big bend. It's this. And lastly, for lick number 5, we've got a little kind of a what we call a pedal point, where we keep coming back to this same note. So we got. Okay, all very useful little licks, these ones. A lot that can be developed with them as well. So let's get to a close-up, check out each one in a little more detail. Lick number 1. Okay, so this lick is just playing straight down the minor pentatonic scale. So thinner string, 5th fret, 3rd fret, same on the 2nd string, 5th fret, 3rd fret, onto the 3rd string, 5th fret, 2nd fret, 5th fret, 2nd fret on the 4th string, 5th fret, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and then we play that note again with a little bit of vibrato. That's the root note. So the count that I'm thinking, although you should definitely experiment with some different rhythms, is just 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. So almost certainly for this you're going to be using down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now, one of the things of the style of this lick is playing it quite aggressively. If I play it a lot softer, you can hear it doesn't have any of the kind of force that. It's got a lot more kind of bite to it, because I'm trying to pick in and out rather than up and down. I'm trying to kind of pick in and out, so pressing in, really kind of snapping the string against the frets a bit, and up. I'm really pressing it. It's not down like this, it's kind of in, pressing in toward the guitar. You can hear it makes it a lot more aggressive. Lick number 2. Okay, so we're just starting here with the 2nd finger in the 4th fret of the 2nd string, hammering the 3rd finger into the 5th fret, still on the 2nd string, then playing the 3rd fret with the 1st finger on the thinner string. We're going to do that 4 times, so it will be triplet, the rhythm will be triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. Okay, and then we're finishing on the root note there, so be careful with the vibrato that it's not like a bend, because it's going to sound well awful if you do that. So make sure you're coming back to that, to the fundamental every time, especially it's on the thinner string, so you can't pull down, or that's going to happen. So just be a bit careful with that, with the vibrato there on the finishing note. But rhythmically and playability wise, pretty simple. Just think 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So do try and make sure that the notes stay separate as well. You're not really... Sounds a little bit odd, so... When you put your second finger down, first finger should just release a little bit to take the pressure off the note without actually lifting off the string. Here, first finger's just relaxed enough for the note to stop ringing out. Not doing any muting there with the picking hand really. Until the last note, which I'll talk to you about in just one sec. So the picking here, quite obvious really, down, hammer, up, down, hammer, up, down, hammer, up, down, hammer, up, down. 2, 3, 4. Down, hammer, up, down, hammer, up. Now, particularly here on this last note, when you're doing a vibrato like that, it's very easy to get these other strings ringing out if you're not careful. So I do tend to use, when I'm doing a kind of a final note vibrato like that, I'm using the edge of my thumb just to rest on all of the other strings. So if my vibrato is accidentally kind of pulling at the other strings, they're not going to ring out. Okay, I think that can really be a nice kind of professional touch to your playing, to make sure that you keep only the strings ringing out that you want to ring out at the time. So 2, 3, 4. It is worth noting as well that actually my whole hand is sitting on all of the strings there. So even if I wanted to play those other strings, they're not ringing out. First string is there, or second string. So I'm just adjusting the way my hand sits. Still just sitting though on all of the strings. Lick number 3. Okay, so we're starting off here with the first finger in the 3rd fret of the thinner string and 3rd finger in the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Really, really nice notes together here in an A blues, that one. So we're going to play a little slide up, play 2 more picks, pick, slide, 2 more picks. That's triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet. Very, very common little movement that, to have this little slide up and then 2 more picks on the triplets. 1 triplet, 2 triplet. Then we're playing down the blues scale. 5th fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 1st fret. Now I'm choosing 3rd finger first, 3, 2, 1, 4th finger there, but if you felt more comfortable, there'd be nothing wrong with using your 3rd finger there and finishing with on the 1st finger on the root note. Two, 3, 4, the count. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we have triplets, there's a few different approaches that you can use for picking. You can either use down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, which is because we've got 2 sets of triplets, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. But I've always preferred down, up, down, down, up, down. Okay, just seems to really accent the beat a little bit more, particularly in this blues thing. It just feels like it's the way it should be played, and it's definitely something that's common in a lot of the great blues guys that I study and watch their hands and try and figure out how they're doing stuff. And there is something about the character of it if you do this down, up, down, down, up, down. It's kind of wrong, it would be easier to go less movement for the hand, but having that down, up, down, down, having the down pick when you do the slide as well. Really just kind of works good, I think. So that's what I would recommend, would be down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So alternate picking the last part. Down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Lick number 4. Okay, we're starting here with the 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and we're going to do a tone and a half bend. That's bending this note E up to the note G. Okay? So first thing is getting used to that big bend. Okay, it's a big bend in this pattern. A little easier 12 frets higher, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, so bend, mute, release the bend, then we're going to play 5th fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret, and then we're going to play little finger down the 5th fret of the 3rd string with a little curl. Then we're going to play the root note twice, okay? Okay, the count that I'm thinking for here is 1, 2 triplet, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2 triplet, 3, 4, and 1. Okay, lots of different ways of phrasing that rhythmically, but that would be a really good starting point. Just really work on getting your bend nice and in tune. Okay, I used my 3rd finger there, but it really wouldn't matter if you used 3rd finger. I find little finger a little easier for doing that curl, and not really sure. Whichever one works for you with all of these licks, you know, do remember that it's, you know, you want to approach it how it feels good for you to do it, because if it doesn't feel good, it's unlikely to happen when you're improvising. So try and find ways of playing these that feel comfortable under your hand, but that would be my recommended starting point. 2, 3, 4, bend, 2 triplet, 3, 4, and make sure that you're muting that, the top of the curl, not, always sounds a bit weird to go a curl and then bring it back. Curl, mute. Okay, there's a few options for the picking here. What I'm finding myself doing naturally is down, down, up, down, 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 down. So a lot of downs there. So down for the big bend, down, up, down, down, and 2 more downs. But if you wanted to alternate a bit after the down, down, up, down, up, down. No, I definitely want 2 downs at the end. I was trying to think down, up, but for that last one you want, so the first one's a little quieter, and the second one's where you get that vibrato. 2, 3, 4. Lick number 5. Okay, so I'm putting this one in as something a little different for you. We're using this idea of a kind of a pedal point, okay, where we're going to keep coming back to this note, which is the root note, 1st finger in the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So we're going to play that first of all, then 2nd finger in the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, back to the root again. 3rd finger in the 4th fret of the 2nd string, back to the root again. Little finger in the 5th fret of the 2nd string, back to the root again. 2nd finger in the 3rd fret of the thinner string, back to the root again. Then little finger on the root note on the 5th fret of the thinner string. And then we're going down the scale, and we're going to finish with a little curl with the little finger. So and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 triplet, 3, 4. That's the count. So we're starting on the and after 4. So 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 triplet, 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 triplet, 3, 4. So there's a few different fingering options for this particular lick. I'm going to show you the one that I like most of all, that feels most comfortable for me, but I'm also going to show you a little bit about inside and outside picking. So these first two notes, if you use a down pick on the first one and an up pick on the second one, we call this outside picking because we're kind of going from the outside of string group 2 and 3. So you can see pick is not going in between string 2 and 3 at any point. It's going from the outside in. Okay, and that's what I personally prefer for this one, is down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. So that second bar, doing a down pick on the root on this 5th fret. Up, down, up, down. Okay, it's not exactly fitting all of the rules there because we're playing an up pick on the beat, which is a little unusual. Normally you'd expect to play a down pick on the beat on the 1, 2, 3 or 4, but here we're going and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then down. I really want to play that note there, the 17th fret with a down, 17th fret, the 5th fret, sorry. I want to play that one with a down pick. But, you know, if you wanted to try it, something else to try would be starting with an up. So up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Feels like it fits the pattern more because and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, but this is one of those fundamental things that guitar players have to deal with when you've got these two notes. Whether to pick inside, so we're picking up, down. So both times we're approaching from inside of strings 2 and 3. Or you can go from the outside by using down, up. Okay, a lot of guitar players really prefer one way or the other. I haven't decided yet after all of these years which one is my favourite, but it's definitely something worth thinking about, whether you're going to go down or up. And I'll put a little bit more information about this on my website if you want to go and check it out. I know I talk about this pretty much every lick lesson, but I'm going to give it a quick rundown anyway. It's really, really important that you practice these words, these licks individually, and give it a good go to explore them as much as you can. So, you know, really, probably the best way to do it is to take one of those licks and jam over a backing track for a whole 5 minutes, because after the first 30 seconds or a minute, you'll be bored of playing that lick and you'll kind of force yourself to find some interesting ways of playing it and try and make the lick a little bit your own. I think that's a really, really big deal. Once you're confident with the lick and you can play it, then start trying to mix it up with the other licks that you already know. It is a good exercise to practice playing in one particular pattern, so trying to do a whole solo just using pattern 5, using the licks that you've learned in pattern 5, linking up little bits of scale, experimenting with the different bends that you can use and that kind of thing. I think that's a really solid idea, but as well trying to link it with the patterns that you already know as well. So if you've been following this course along and the last scale pattern that you were looking at was pattern 4 of the minor pentatonic scale, then you want to be trying to mix up your licks in pattern 4 and then moving into pattern 5, playing these licks that we've just covered in this lesson, then back to pattern 4, using some of those licks and back into 5. And then of course you want to be looking at moving from pattern 5 to pattern 1. You know, if you're playing up the dusty end here, it'll be easier to move obviously from pattern 4 here to pattern 5 rather than pattern 4 here to all of the way down there. But pattern 5 here into pattern 1. is definitely what you want to be experimenting. You know, look at playing a lot around in pattern 5 for a bit, move it up to pattern 1. Jam around on that for a bit, move into pattern 2. Get bored of that, up to pattern 3. Trying to use all of the different licks you know in pattern 3, then up into pattern 4, then up into pattern 5, then back up into pattern 1 again, 12 frets higher. Really, really great exercise. We're going to be talking about some more ideas on doing this in the coming lessons. But the first step really, before you get into it, merging them all together, is making sure that you're really solid in each individual pattern. You know, we've done 5 patterns now with 5 licks in each one. So before you go too much further in the course looking at ways to link them together, I definitely recommend you spend a bit of time making sure you're confident and that you can kind of recall from memory each of the 5 licks in all 5 different patterns. And you're not playing too many duff notes there. That would be another thing to watch out for before you start trying to expand all this stuff and merge them all together. So hope you have a lot of fun with these licks, and I'll see you for plenty more lessons very soon. Remember, there'll be tabs and stuff over on the website, and do subscribe to my channel if you dig what I do. Thank you very much. Really appreciate your support. You take care of yourselves. See you soon. Bye bye.